dear friends, welcome back again. So happy you popped over again to see what I am up to today. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, I hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone here who is not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and of course, hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Like I always say, enough talking and let's jump into today's inspiration. And you see already on the table all the things we need for this DIY for today. And of course I have here my tumbling tile blocks, the smaller blocks. And of course my container already with everything inside. Some brushes, markers, scissors, some skewers, and of course my wood glue. But you can also use some hot glue like I always tell you, but be careful that it doesn't break apart. And of course some paint at your choice. And I have here my piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue we don't need. Of course, what we're going to make for today, we are going to make some planters and we're going to make some cactus inside of it. I hope I say it right. Here in the Netherlands we call it cactus. So it's only the pronouncing is different, but I think it's also writing the same. So, but it's a little bit of a different sound. So this is what we're going to make, but of course with my own twist on it. And you see already the first step is for the first size of our cactus will be 4 pieces of 7, and we're going to do very easy. We're just going to do on the longer side, we do some glue, place it down, we do here some glue, and we're going to roll them together until one piece, and this way. And I only do this together with you, don't worry. So this is number 6 and number 7 is the closure up, and we're going to do this row over here. And of course everyone can make their shape of the cactus the way they want to. I only give you an inspiration. But cactuses are in so many different sizes and shapes. You have round ones, you have longer ones. So you can go all the way. So I'm only going to do 2 sizes of kind of the longer ones. But like I told you, you also can do maybe a kind of a little bit of a ball. And this is number 2. And then we already have almost the base of our first cactus. We're going to squeeze it, but we're going to squeeze it from within to the outside over here, and we're going to give it some pressure. You do here the same, squeeze it from within and go to the outside, and here the same, because if you are really doing it on the outside, sometimes it pops out. At least that's what I already have so many times. So we're going to squeeze it, and we're going to wipe away the glue we don't need. So we go over it, over the top. And always when you do your little piece of kitchen towel over it, always make sure afterwards, look for that everything is still in the same size. So we're going to give it only a couple of minutes and then we're going to glue it together. So we have all 4 of them. We're going to turn them a size and we're going to lay 3 of them on the side, because we're going to roll them together. We do some glue on the line and make sure that every block has a little bit of glue. We go over here and we go in this one and we're going to place them down. This is 1, number 2 and number 3. And now we're going to, very easy, going to work to the inside to fill in, like I always say, the open gaps, because we don't like open gaps. So we get a nice plank, and of course you see already a little bit over here, but we're going to squeeze it very carefully until one piece, and this one is still a little open. Now we're going to get our kitchen towel and we're going to wipe away the glue. The only thing what we need for this one is 4 blocks. We're going to glue them together, 1 and number 2 and number 3, and we're going to row this one also together. This is already 1, and we're going to make a second one of 4. We do some glue over this 4 And we're going to squeeze them also this way. And we're going to give this also a couple of minutes until this is also dried in. And if it doesn't still move, it doesn't matter, you can easily, and if it breaks, easily just glue it together again, because this one is also not dry yet. So if I take it up, it will break. So, but it doesn't matter, don't worry, just glue it together again and you're fit to go, because it doesn't matter, it's very forgiving. So now we gave it a couple of minutes. We're going to do some glue on this side and on this side, because we're going to glue it against this other piece. So we're going to do this one, and now we're going to do it very carefully in the middle of this one, and we're going to fill in also here the open gaps on this side. And you see here, try as close as you can this way, and I'm going to give it a wipe. And now you see it looks more like a cutting board if I'm looking right now, but I'm going to do this one because it's the cactus still needs to have an kind of a body to fill in your planter. So that's why I do this piece. We're going to do my second mat. I'm going to place it against here. I'm going to place it over here, and here is for drying. Now we're going to do the other size of the cactus. Now I have, for the bigger size, I have 5 times 7 blocks on the table, but you can go even bigger. You can do 6 rows of 7 if you want to have a long cactus. So you can, as crazy as you like. I show you this one, so this will be kind of a smaller size and a medium size. But do you want a large one, then go over and just do 6 pieces of 12. You can like I told you, so as crazy as you like. I don't want them to have too big, because the space needs to be ready for such a big cactus, and that mine is not that big. So I'm doing a little bit of the smaller ones, and I do 7 blocks wide, but you also can go for, maybe if you want to have it even more wider, then you go for more blocks wide. But I think a little bit of the smaller size, because then you can place them anywhere in your decor. And that's eventually what you want, because you want to use it all season long. Of course, cactus you also can use in the winter season. You can give it some wintry look. So you can go for all seasons, but that's not everyone's cup of tea. Everyone doesn't like cactus in the winter. But for everyone who does, you can change it up any way you like. So again, we're going to work from the inside, squeeze it, and we're going to press it out over here. We do here the same, and we give it some pressure again, just the same like we did with the inside. And you see already, I was already pressing on the outside. That's not really always a wise decision to do, but over here, and this is again from the inside. And now we're going to give this also a couple of minutes rest. And now we're going to turn them again this way in the longest line of our mat. We're going to place this one on the side. And now we need 4 instead of 3. And we do some glue over here. And we do some glue over here. And this one. And the last, number 4. And we're going to place them down this way. This is already 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And now we're going to lay them in one direction, and then we're going to lightly squeeze it. And you see already the open gaps are filling in very nicely, as long as you don't wait longer than only a couple of minutes. But like I told you, if it's only a couple of minutes, then things can break, but it breaks also with me, so it doesn't matter. I'm just like you all. We are learning along, and we're going to have already the bigger size. What we're going to do, we need again the 4 blocks, and we need another one of 4. Because, like I told you, we need a kind of a stand for keep it in place of the planter, or else the cactus will be going inside of the pot, and that's not what we want. Maybe I have it too long, but I try always to do it as less cutting with the jigsaw as possible, because I just got a comment also from Gabby. Gabby, I read your comment. Of course, I know everyone doesn't have a jigsaw. I really wish I could make all the DIYs without sawing, but sometimes you just need to saw if you want to make something different. But I totally understand you. If you don't have the jigsaw laying around, it's always a little bit harder. So I try always to do it as less as I can and also make DIYs where you don't have to use your saw. But with this one, with the cactus, you need, at least for the top, you need some sawing. So you can also use a handsaw. You don't always have to use the jigsaw, but of course with a handsaw it's a little bit more difficult. And if you have something on your hands like I have on my hands, it's really a handsaw is not a good thing. So I totally understand you, Gabby. It's sometimes it's difficult when you don't have a jigsaw laying around. So, and I'm really sorry about that. I wish I could do all of them without sawing. So we're going to give this a couple of minutes rest. So I place this one on the side. I'm going to do some glue over here. And I'm going to do some glue on this one because we're going to glue it again on the underside. So we're going to glue one over here and one on the back side. And we're going to carefully press it and make sure that you have a nice line contacted over here because we don't want that it is falling apart. So, and now we have almost everything without even a gap. If you have gaps, you can use some wood filler or maybe some speckle, if you call it. Here in the Netherlands, we always most of the time use wood filler. So I'm going to let this go over to my second mat, also over here, and I'm going to let this rest also. Now we're going to go further with the two planters. We are going to do two bottoms, of course, for one and for the other one. We have 4 times 5. We are going to glue them together, also in a straight line, the same like we did with the cactus itself. And we're going to do 4 blocks, and number 5 is to close you up. We're going to do here number 2 and number 3 and number 4 and number 5 is to close you up again. Now we do bottom number 2, and the is also 5 blocks each, and row them together, and this size, and a number 3 and number 4 and number 5 is to close you up again, squeeze it together, squeeze it, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes again. Also this one we are going to turn this way. We're going to place one on the side. We do some glue over here and we're going to place it together. We do here the same, and we're going to place this one also together until one piece. Fill in the open gaps, and we do here the same, and make sure that you have a nice straight line because you have to glue some sides on it, so it needs to be as straight as you can. Over here we're going to wipe away the glue, and we're going to give this some rest. Now we're going to make the sides. We have here our bottoms. I place them on the side. I place them against me. What we're going to do, I have 9 pieces of 2, and we're going to do the tops, some glue, and we're going to glue them together. We do here the same, place them together. It's very easy, this way and over here. And for this planter you don't have to get a saw, you just easy can glue them together. So you can always make the planter on its own if you don't have the jigsaw. So I'm going to give it some pressure. We're going to squeeze it and make sure that you have a straight line. I always feel with my fingers, but you can use some carpenter's hook of square. And of course we're going to let this rest. I'm going to wipe away the tops. You see already this one is not totally straight, so I'm going to make sure that I have it in a straight line, and we're going to wipe away the tops, the glue, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes rest. Now we have our 9 pieces of 2. What we're going to do, we're going to place one this way. We're going to do some glue on this side over here, and we're going to turn it over, And we're going to do some glue on this side. And very careful because it still can break. It is not totally dry yet. You see already, this is what I mean. It can still even break. So squeeze it together again, and we're going to place this over here. And we're going to place this one against it. So until one piece. I have to wipe away my hands. And we're going to make sure that everything is in a straight line. We're going to do some glue on this side again. Over here, we turn it over. And we do some glue over here. And you see already, if it does break, it doesn't matter. You can easily make it whole again. And you do this one. And we place this one against here. Make sure that everything is fitting. Then you're going to give it some pressure over here. And we do the another one. We place some glue over here. We turn it over. We do some glue on this side. And we're placing it down against here. We place this one already on the top. So we get a nice texture in our wood. This is already. And the last of this way. Just do some glue. We do some glue over here. And we're going to place it down. And we're closing it up with the last one. Very easy. Squeeze it. And feel with your fingers that you have a nice straight line again. Because that's what you want. And now you have already one side of a planter. But of course each planter needs 4 sides. So we're going to let this dry. Place it over here. And every time feel with your finger that you have a nice straight line, because now you can still work with it when it's dried in. It's harder to do. So we're going to do the next one. So I did fill up my my placemat with of course 2 times 9 rows. You see here 9 and you see here 9. We already have one side. Then afterwards we still need one side for a planter. So I'm going to do this of course a little faster. We have already 2 rows of 9 blocks of 2. So we're going to do very easy again. Just place it on the side. You just do some glue on this side. And of course on this side. And not like I do it on each side because I glue everything already under. And you see already I place it just on my table. You see? This is also DIYing things that go right and doesn't go right. So you see already this is already a number 2. We're just going to fill in and feel with your fingers that you have a nice straight line. We're going to do this one with some glue. I only do this one together with you. Don't worry about it. The rest I will do faster. And of course this one. And we're going to place this next to this one. And we're going to fill it up with this one. And we are already almost there. We're going to do this one. And on this line, place it down again. Fill it up with this one. And the last. Ooh, now this is not my day. You can't see it better than with things that go wrong than today, because I really, everything is falling down, gluing wrong. So this is your day. If you want to laugh, this is your day today because everything is really going wrong. I'm going to squeeze a little and I'm going to feel with my fingers where I need to adjust, where I need to go up and a little down, and feel with your fingers and then give it some pressure again. And I do the other ones a little faster. So at the ending, we will have 2 bottoms and 8 pieces of this one. So you see on the sides how they are looking like. And we will have 8 pieces. And then you will see what we do the next step. And you see already we have our 2 bottoms. And of course our 8 pieces with the sides. It is a little bit of figuring out, because just lay your bottom on the table, get 4 pieces and just work with it. Maybe you can place it over here, maybe and you have to look for which side is closing the best to each other. I show it to you in a moment. I'm going to do this side. I'm going to do some glue from here until here, until here. I do here the same. I'm going to go down over here. I go up over here. And of course I need to do it over here. From this side I only need the underside. And here also the same. So now it's very easy. We're just going to place this one against here. We place this one against here. And we're going to place this one straight up and glue it together on this one. And we do this one over here. And now we're going to close it up. And you see already we get a corner on each of our planter. So we have to get them in the middle. We're going to squeeze it. And this way, and you have to, this is what I mean, but you just have to look for, because all the sides are not totally the same, because sometimes it's a little bit more round, a little bit more straight up. So you have to, maybe you turn it around, you can turn it this way, you can turn it this way, you can maybe place it over here, you can place it over here. Just look for the 4 sides which are fitting the best to each other. So you're going to go over here. We're going to squeeze it, turn it around. We're going to squeeze this one also on the side. And now we're going to give it at least an hour rest before we're going to work with it. I place my planters on the side, and now I'm going to get my pieces of wood. At least it looks like my cutting boards. I'm going to get my pencil and I'm going to work, because this is the bottom. I'm going to carefully work from the outside and try to make the cactus I like, but that's for everyone their own taste, because not everyone likes the same shape. So I'm just going to try to give it the shape I like. And of course you can do your own shape. So you see already I have my shape of my cactus, and I'm going to go to the garage and I'm going to cut it off, just simply around the lines. And then we will see how they are looking like in our planter. But first I'm going to cut both of them out. And here are the cactuses that I made. Of course, it's very simple to do. You just make just a shape out of it. It doesn't matter how you do it, because it always looks most of the time like a cactus. The only thing I was debating with myself, if I have it long enough that he is coming out of my pot. So I'm going to do 4 blocks extra on the underside on this one and on this one. So it's very easy. Just make 4 pieces together like this. Of course, when you want to do it in a hurry, it never works. I'm just going to do 4 blocks this way. I'm going to squeeze it, give it a little bit of pressure. I'm going to wipe away the glue this way, and I'm going to do some glue on the underside of our cactus. So very easy. I don't know what it is today, but everything is falling down. And I'm going to glue this together. So now we already have 1 row longer. I'm going to do for this one the same. So I did both of them a row longer. I'm going to place them aside. What we're going to do right now, we're going to get our planters, and we're going to, at least if I get them off my table, You see, we are going to give them a color. I think I'm going to do mine in the creamy white color, but choose any color you like. So I always start from the inside, but of course you don't have to do the inside if you are going to do the cactus inside and fill it up with space. So you don't have to paint it. I just do a little piece. I don't know if I do it in totally, but at least a little bit of the inside, and then I'm going to go to the outside. So before we're going to paint, of course, our cactus, because already we have our pot is already painted, I'm going to get 4 blocks and I'm going to do some glue on one side. And I do this with hot glue, not with wood glue, but with hot glue, because it doesn't have to, it doesn't hold too much. So I'm going to go for this one and I'm going to place it on the underside over here. Make sure that you have it straight over here and give it some pressure. This is already one, and now we're going to do the other one, but of course I'm going to place this down. I'm going to do some glue and then I'm going to place my block down this way, place it over here and make sure that you have it in the straight line, of course, over here, and squeeze it and press it down. So we kind of making a stand for the cactus on its own. So this is already one. So we do here the same. We do some glue over here. We place this one in the middle, then again to the underside. Give it some pressure over here. And I have to remove a little bit of the glue because or else it doesn't stand. And now we're doing some glue over here. And we're going to place this one straight up and we're going to do this block over here and make sure that we have it in the same length. Of course, we're going to squeeze it and we're going to give this a couple of seconds and then we're going to paint our cactus. And of course, I'm going to do it in 2 different kind of green, and I just give it a nice light paint color, not too heavy. So my first cactus I'm going to do in a little bit of the darker green color. Oh, you see already he is really green and he's always going everywhere. Of course you can do it in a little box, but this one is to make the other one a little bit lighter because I only have one color of green. So I'm going to go over it and I'm going to go around all the edges. And then I'm going to wipe off what I don't need because I don't want it to have it too big or too dark. So a little over here. Of course, don't forget the sides and the back side. So I take my time for it. And you see in a moment how it's turned out. This is how the first one turned out. And you see already the lighter pieces inside. But it did... it did crashes my brush, but it doesn't matter because I did very hard go over it to make sure that it is a nice light sanding with some lighter colors through it. So now I'm going to get some paint. I'm going to do some green inside and some cream inside, and I make it a little bit lighter for the second one. So you see, this is the color I'm going to use. It's a little bit of the brighter green. So I'm just going to work my way down on my, of course I have to get some of my paint off because it's a little bit too much. So I'm going to go and lightly go over it. And you see already it's a totally different color than the other one. So I'm going to do this the same way. I'm just going to paint it in and later I'm going to rub most of the paint off. So I'm going to take my time for it. I hope you are taking your time for it also because that gives always a nicer look if it is painted very nicely. So I have both of my cactus painted, of course, and I am doing an experiment with the color because I have a darker color and I have a lighter color. This is the paint for the lighter color. I did keep it and I'm going to give it kind of a little, just a little, which looks like thorns. But I'm going to give them just with a skewer I'm just going to dip it in the point in some paint, and I'm just going to make little kind of V's on top of here, and just how you think you find them looking. So this is a little bit how mine is looking. I'm going to do also the back side, and with the other one who is lighter, I do the darker green color. So I'm just doing the opposite direction of the colors. So I'm going to finish this off. And of course, then we're going to do the other one with darker green. So you see now I have the lighter green, and I'm going to get again some of my paint. And I'm just going to do the darker green, some little V's, and I do them straight up, but I do them also upside down. So just make a texture inside of your cactus the way you like it. Of course, you can do something else if you think, now I like a little bit. Maybe you can also do some thumb nails, if I'm correctly, and do them upside down, glue them on top of here. Then you also have your thorns on top of here. So you can go as crazy as you like. So I'm going to take my time now also for the dark green. So you see already, both of them have now their little spots on them, and I think they look very cute. Of course, I'm going to do now some glue on the underside, and I'm going to glue them inside of my planter, and then I'm going to decorate it. But you see that in a moment, the quick impression, because everyone else can decorate it the way they want to. So do some glue on the underside if you have this, and you only need to glue them inside of your pot. And if you don't make the pot, you can also use a little planter for yourself. Maybe you can buy some with Dollar Tree, or maybe if you are here in the Netherlands, you can buy them from the Action. So you don't have to make both of them. I did it, but you don't have to do it. So you see in a moment, like I told you, the quick impression. And here you see finally a quick impression of my Tumbling tile blocks cactus, of course with a planter. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you give this one also a try. I have my cactus a little bit like the darker green color. It looks on the camera, it looks a little bit more like the blue side, but it is really green. But you can change it up any way you like. For everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw, and if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. And of course, everyone who is here and only love to watch, I hope you had fun watching again. And do you want to see more DIYs? Come on over to my description box, there you find the link for our DIY channels. Hope to see you there. Have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.